India continues to dominate and humiliate Pakistan. Indian military smashed terror camps and 11 air bases inside Pakistan. Now Prime Minister Modi has hailed Team India's Operation Sindoor on the cricket field as Team India wiped out Pakistan 3-0 in the Asia Cup. But now comes India's biggest victory over Islamabad, bigger even than Operation Sindoor and the Asia Cup domination. The Modi government has launched a new project on the Indus River to divert and fully use its water for India's energy and agriculture needs. Firstly, India is constructing a huge 14-kilometer-long tunnel. Bharat is literally moving the Himalayan mountains to construct this new tunnel, which will connect the Indus and the Beas rivers. Secondly, another 113-kilometer-long canal will be constructed to divert and use this water for all of India's northern states, effectively putting the one-sided and unfair 1960 Indus Water Treaty finally in the dungeon for good. Not just that, Modi's mission is to complete this new Indus mega canal project even before the 2029 elections. According to a report by NDTV, senior ministers recently met for a review meeting to prepare a detailed project report on this 14-kilometer-long tunnel. We'll get you all the details. All this while, Pakistan's Prime Minister was warmongering at the United Nations, where he claimed India putting the IWT in abeyance will be an act of war. Well, Mr. Sharif, Prime Minister Modi has made his move. Indus Water Treaty is now officially done and dusted and will never be restored. So how will you dare to respond? Or will you just give absurdly theatrical speeches at the UN? Pakistani trolls are also claiming victory in the Asia Cup after ACC chairman and Pakistani leader Mohsin Naqvi ran away with the trophy. They are claiming a 5-0 victory. 5 Indian wickets fell in the final. Well, guess what? The match was live, so your lies have been exposed. The world saw India hammer Pakistan on the cricket field, just like the Indian Air Force and Indian Army brought Pakistani military to its knees in the recent short war. Team India didn't need any trophy to celebrate its victory.
If destroyed runways and burnt-out hangars look like victory, as the Prime Minister claimed, Pakistan is welcome to enjoy it.
But let's get you the details of the new Indus Water project, which come days after India also rejected the Hague Court's arbitration ruling, saying it has no legal standing since it was a one-sided process. Pakistan, of course, is free to go running to America or its new defense ally, Saudi Arabia, and ask them to open the taps. This is a truly historic step that can redraw South Asia's maps. The BJP-NDA government is fast-tracking major Indus water projects to meet North Indian states' demands after suspending the water-sharing treaty with Pakistan after the Pahalgam terror attack in Kashmir. The government is building a 3-pronged political, strategic and development plan to make this project ready before the 2029 Lok Sabha elections. The project report of the tunnel connecting both parts of the Indus system has been tasked to multinational construction firm Larsen & Toubro or L&T. Sources revealed to the NDTV that the work on the proposed 113-kilometer-long canal would deliver the Indus water to northern Indian states, and this was also reviewed in the meeting. The Modi-led government is working towards fully utilizing India's share of the Indus water by conceiving and then monitoring this ambitious project under the Inter-Basin Indus Water Transfer Scheme. Earlier, no such construction projects had been allowed under the IWT Treaty for India to use its own water. How absurd is that? I'm just left wondering why the Nehru government back in the 1960s agreed to such a one-sided and unfair treaty. Well, now things have changed. A treaty signed in good faith stands in abeyance after Pakistan's constant sponsorship and arming of UN-designated global terror groups, which target Kashmir. Now, a detailed study of mountain rock composition and soil composition will be conducted before the construction of this 14-kilometer-long tunnel takes place. The tunnel would involve laying giant pipes beneath the mountains. The tunnel would also be connected to the Uj multipurpose project in Kathua district of Jammu and Kashmir to enable water transfer from Uj River, a tributary of the Ravi, to the Beas Basin, joining the Ravi-Beas Satluj system to the Indus Basin. The project will enable India to maximize the utility of its own share of the water. With an estimated cost of 4,000 to 5,000 crore rupees, estimated time of completion will be 3 to 4 years and will be ready by 2028. It must be noted that New Delhi is undertaking these steps to fully utilize its own share of the water and not to stop the Pakistan's share of water or the river system. But how will India benefit from this? Built in separate sections, the project is designed to expand irrigation in Rajasthan's arid regions by channeling the water to the Indira Gandhi Canal. It will also benefit Jammu and Kashmir, Haryana, Delhi and Punjab through new canal links. One of the proposed canals will connect the Chenab River to the Ravi-Beas Satluj system, integrating with existing networks so that water can flow directly into the Indira Gandhi Canal and reach areas like Sri Ganganagar in Rajasthan. Beyond irrigation, the initiative aims to improve drinking water availability in all of North India, including New Delhi, Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan. It will also prevent surplus water from India's share under the Indus Water Treaty from flowing into Pakistan, bolstering water security in India and reinforcing the government's stance that water and blood cannot flow together. In addition, the project is expected to strengthen 13 existing canal systems and help mitigate the effects of climate change and shifting rainfall patterns. Last week, Union Minister Manohar Lal Khattar had said, quote, "The large quantity of water that was discharged towards Pakistan will now be brought and supplied to Delhi, Haryana and Rajasthan in the coming 1.5 years," unquote. While the senior ministers' meeting was taking place in New Delhi, over in New York, Pakistan's Prime Minister Sharif was crying foul during his address to the general debate of the 80th session of the UN General Assembly. On the 26th of September, he raised the issue of abeyance of the Indus Water Treaty, accusing India of defying the provisions of the treaty. Calling the violation of the treaty by India an act of war, Sharif went on to say, quote, "India's unilateral and illegal attempt to hold Indus Water Treaty in abeyance defies the provisions of the treaty itself as well as the norms of international law. Pakistan has made abundantly clear that we will defend the inseparable right of our people on these waters," unquote. Modi government suspended the treaty after the Pahalgam terror attack, in which Pakistani-backed terror group massacred 26 Hindu tourists based on their religion and in front of their families. Can there ever be a treaty with such an openly hostile terror state? India also delivered a sharp rebuttal to Pakistan Prime Minister's speech, dismissing his remarks as absurd theatrics and asserting that no degree of drama can conceal the facts. Indian diplomat Gehlot pointed out Sharif failed to mention Pakistan's own support to cross-border terror, a demand India has repeatedly raised.
Having a neighbor that is an epicenter of global terrorism.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi justified suspension of the water treaty with Pakistan, saying terror and talks can't go together. India has pulled up Pakistan for manipulating the treaty process to shift the attention away from its own terror links and thus avoid accountability. Since the suspension, the Indian government has approved and now fast-tracked various water infrastructure projects in the region, with work on the Beas-Ganga-Yamuna corridor also progressing rapidly. Signed back in the 1960s, the original IWT was intended to peacefully divide the river system between India and Pakistan, in fact, favoring Islamabad with around 80% of the water flow. The World Bank helped them work out the details after 9 years of negotiations between both the nations. Under this, India does get control of the 3 eastern rivers and Pakistan the 3 western rivers. India, however, retained limited rights for non-consumptive uses such as irrigation, hydropower generation and navigation even on the western rivers, but needed agreement with Islamabad for new projects which would never come. Still, the treaty withstood 3 all-out wars, but now it's over for good. due to Pakistani military and establishments' open links to terror groups which repeatedly attack India. From the 2001 terror attack on the Indian Parliament to the 2008 Mumbai terror attacks to Uri to Pulwama, now Pahalgam. Every time Pakistan's terror links are established, and over time they first offer just denials, and when those don't work, then it offers fake promises. But enough is enough. India has also rejected the Hague International Court's ruling on this one-sided verdict. The International Arbitration Court had reprimanded New Delhi for unilaterally suspending the agreement. The Permanent Court of Arbitration in The Hague noted on the 27th of June that the Indus Water Treaty does not allow either country to unilaterally suspend it. On the other hand, India never recognized the Permanent Court of Arbitration or its ruling. New Delhi states it does not recognize the court's jurisdiction regarding the Kishanganga and Ratle hydropower projects. The Indian government also claimed the arbitration process was unilaterally initiated by Pakistan, firstly violating the treaty's bilateral dispute resolution mechanism and thus undermining bilateral future dialogue. India's stance is very clear. Any resumption of the treaty obligations must be contingent on Pakistan decisively addressing its support to terror groups and also abiding by established dispute mechanisms. For now, India's projects are only meant to fully utilize its own share of the water. New Delhi does not intend to stop Pakistan's share. It's up to Islamabad now to end its support to UN-designated terror groups, or India may be forced to go one step further. Now it remains to be seen if Pakistan Prime Minister Sharif's threats and warmongering hold any meaning, or are they just empty theatrics meant for his own domestic audience, just like during Operation Sindoor and the recent war. What do you believe? Should the Indus Water Treaty ever be restored, and will Pakistan correct its ways, or will India need to launch Operation Sindoor Part 2? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.